Srila Prabhupada takes this opportunity to explain how in the Vedic society, how important it was for a wife to be very, very faithful to her husband. And how within the Vedic culture, the position of a woman had such a very, very great and grave significance in the whole of society. Something that is very much compromised and even forgotten in modern times. Actually, Srila Prabhupada taught us, according to the Vedic scriptures, if a woman is faithful and pleasing to her husband, then the whole society becomes very stable. Srila Prabhupada told the story of his elder sister. His elder sister had a husband who somehow or other was extremely degraded. He was drinking, I believe he may have been gambling, so many things. He was not at all moral or religious. But his wife was so gentle and so kind and so accommodating to do everything for him. She was just so pleasing to him at every situation that ultimately she conquered him. She had every reason to leave him, but she conquered him and made him into a great devotee. He just became so obliged to her for her chastity, her faithfulness, her always going out of her way. She would never ever compromise her own Krishna consciousness. She was a very great devotee in her own life, but for him she would do so much. And he became, after years, he became so obliged that he just wanted to please her. He started chanting Hare Krishna and he became a Vaishnava. That is the power of faithfulness. These days, everyone wants to compete. But unfortunately, modern women have become very ignorant. Forgive me if I'm making any offense, but it's true. Women want to be on top of men, but they have no idea how to be on top of men. They want to be on top of men by fighting with them. I'm better than you, why you're telling me like this? And in this way, what happens? They fight, nobody's on top, everybody's miserable, and they usually get divorced in the Western world. In the Eastern world, not so advanced as far as this mentality. But if a woman is actually like this with her husband, she conquers him. It's a fact. And this is civilized society where people try to conquer each other through service, through affection, not through egoistic battles of who has a higher position. When a man considers his wife completely subordinate to him, he becomes subordinate to her. And sannyasis know all about this. Grihastas, sometimes they don't even know the trees from the forest. They're just in the whole thing. But the scriptures say, of course, a man, his responsibility is to be Krishna conscious, to be responsible, to take care, to protect a wife emotionally, to protect a wife financially, economically, and to protect a wife spiritually. And if a husband does like that, then the wife, she naturally wants to do everything for him. And this is Vedic culture. It's a perfect culture. It's the only means by which there can be peace. In India, we're trying to bring in so many new ideas and Western ideas and modern ideas. And what is the result? Misery. No culture. No harmony. No sanctity. Everyone wants to exploit, everyone wants to defeat, everyone wants to compete. The Vedic culture is everyone should want to serve. But Srila Prabhupada explains here that a woman who was faithful could not even live without her husband. He was like God. And they would gladly, Kunti and Madri both were just ready to go right into the flames to embrace that fire. They had no second thought. And Madri, she was allowed to fulfill her desire. But Kunti, she had to perform the severe austerity of not going into the fire, because someone had to protect the 5 children who were very, very young and helpless at the time. This is the Vedic civilization. People understood something beyond just the body. If your husband's a great devotee and you embrace the fire, you go together to Krishna on some higher level of consciousness. But then things got degraded, and families were forcing women into the fire, because without the husband there, they just become a liability. They become an economic liability, so they're pushed into the fire. And they're, But that is not, sati means out of love, out of faith in the immortality of the soul, and out of such deep, deep commitment to the service of the husband. So of course, we cannot propagate this type of activity because it is against the law, and very few people are of the consciousness where they can do it properly anyway. But we could understand how great and glorious and deeply dedicated people in this Indian culture of history were. The richest, purest, highest culture. Such devotion, such dedication, such affection. We should be proud of that. And at least in our ordinary dealings, we should actually try to develop these qualities of devotion. And then there can be actual, real peace within society, and everyone can help one another to spiritually advance. Happiness.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.